12 Moments of You. 10. The reunion dinner. It was Thanksgiving the year your parents decided to take their long-awaited vacation, remember? At 17, they still insisted you weren't old enough to stay home alone. Mia's dorm was cramped, and I had nowhere else to go. My dad had just remarried, and although he gave me his best smile, I could tell he was trying to impress his new wife, Carla. Meanwhile, my mom was staggering by the appetizer table while attempting to charm the guests. You squeezed my hand underneath the table, a silent promise that we'd seek solace in each other. By the end of the long night, Dad praised your warmth and wit, shaking your hand and telling you to take good care of me. You promised with your eyes glimmering, and at that moment, in the midst of the chaos, I knew I was irrevocably in love with you. 9. My Sweet 16. 6 months after my parents split up, everything felt upside down when my mom dragged me from our hometown of Austin to the outskirts of Portland. In the midst of the chaos, I worked tirelessly on my Sweet 16, hoping it would shine a glimmer of joy amidst the hurt. Unfortunately, only one person, you, showed up. After the awkward ceremony, you handed me a beautifully wrapped box bearing my favorite color, teal. You were incredible up there, you grinned as I pulled out a delicate necklace that matched your own. We embraced tightly, feeling like the world had suddenly shrunk to just the two of us. We spent the rest of the evening laughing, sharing secrets, and devouring sugary treats while the doubts of my life faded into the background. 8. Our new home in Portland. Remember when we first stepped inside our cozy apartment? There was something magical about that day. The road trip from Austin was filled with our off-key singing, scattered laughter, and soft, stolen kisses in the back seat of that old rust-colored Honda. Once we arrived, you wasted no time exploring our new space. The way you twirled around the tiny living room, your face beaming with joy, made me feel like I had finally found my place. You picked me up and dropped a kiss on my lips, whispering, "This is home, Lena," before dancing around to unpack your boxes. Honestly, I couldn't believe how lucky I was to share this journey with you. 7. The rainy day. I'll admit, it was straight out of a rom-com. We were soaked to the bone, having forgotten our umbrellas after a spontaneous detour from your house to mine. Your parents were away for the weekend, giving me the perfect excuse to escape my own home. We dashed inside your cozy abode, joy spilling from our lips as we tried to shake the rain from our hair. After a casual outfit change, we settled into your bed, surrounded by plush pillows, diving into our homework while you strummed softly on your guitar. Suddenly, time slipped away until I realized I had to leave. You walked me to the door and handed me an umbrella, but as I turned to leave, you caught my waist and pulled me under the cover. In a beautiful, intimate moment, our lips found each other, hearts pounding in unison. You smiled and whispered, "See you tomorrow," as I left, my cheeks still flushed from our kiss. 6. Celebrating 18. Your own tumultuous past can sometimes overshadow our happiness, but that night, it was all about celebrating me. Just a month after you were disowned by your parents for living your truth, we gathered a small group of friends for a rooftop celebration of my birthday. You proved how strong you were, pushing aside your hurt to make sure I felt special. Sitting on the car roof, chomping on cupcakes under a blanket of stars, I felt nothing but bliss. You handed me my present, an intricately designed bracelet that said "Together." In that moment, I realized that no material gift could ever compare to the love we held for each other. 5. The concert. It had been a tough day at work. I always felt anxious about disappointing you, but it was worse when it was because of my boss, Clara. Her condescending tone was unbearable, and when she fired me for standing up for myself, it felt as if the world toppled. I walked home, my heart heavy. When I stepped into our apartment, you were in the middle of a live performance. Your stream was lit with love, but your gaze softened when you saw me enter. "Hey, everyone. This song is for my incredible girlfriend, Lena," you announced, strumming your guitar. As you sang, every note washed over me, pulling me into a world that was only ours. After your set, you rushed over, and the stress of the day melted away in your arms. In that moment, I felt loved, appreciated, and wholly accepted. 4. The family wedding. We had trepidation about being in the same space as your parents, but with the wedding of your sister, Gemma, we didn't have a choice. After long talks about handling any drama, we made our way back to Austin. Gemma's wedding was a wild, joyous occasion where love sparkled in the air. When the bouquet flew backward and you caught it, I held my breath. You turned slowly, grinning like a Cheshire cat. I realized in that instant that we were meant to share all of life's celebrations together, from weddings to quiet evenings on the couch, as matchmakers of our own hearts. 3. The evening of new beginnings. After landing a job at a charming diner close to our apartment, I was ecstatic but also nervous. What if they saw me as just another waitress? When I got back home that day, you were at your desk crafting melodies. The soft light from your lamp danced around you, illuminating your face as you wrote. I crawled into bed beside you, and you nestled effortlessly into my side. Hours passed as we spoke or read quietly, the peaceful hum filling the room. I brushed my fingers through your hair, feeling a sense of safety and warmth that made everything worth it. 2. That walking adventure. The holiday season had its roots in both of our hearts, and although we each had our reasons for shying away from the full festivities, we once decided to take an excursion to admire the lights of Portland. It felt like magic as the biting cold embraced us, hand in hand, sipping hot cocoa, and marveling at all the twinkling displays. The laughter we shared that night carved something special into our memories, and gazing at those Christmas lights that caught your eye made our hearts shimmer in delight. We promised to do it every year, creating a habit that would only strengthen our bond. 1. The first day of forever. I was 11 when my parents divorced, lost and confused in a world where nothing was stable. Moving from Detroit to Portland at 12 felt like a punishment, and when I took my first steps into that new school, I was terrified of what lay ahead. Mrs. Roberts, our teacher, decided I'd have to introduce myself in front of the class. My hands trembled as I faced the group, each face a blur until I saw you. Your bright smile and encouraging thumbs up put my spinning mind at ease. From that moment on, I focused on you, the glitter in your eyes, the warmth in your smile. I realized my life was forever altered that day. All that chaos evolved into hope, and every day since has led me to you. Sophia, my heart for the last 7 years, will you marry me?